We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello, and welcome to Power's Own Payroll here on the Nerd Eternal Network. I'll be your GM today, Jason, and with him as usual will be Marigold as the Boogeyman.
Thank you for joining us.
Curtis as the Influencer.
Hola.
And Taylor as Skater Boy.
Howdy.
Who remembers where we left off last year?
It's been so long.
Oh gosh, I don't actually remember. It's been very busy.
We
been a busy
ended
couple
with
of weeks.
a skyscraper on a skyscraper.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, if I remember correctly, a skyscraper had scaled up and was basically standing on top of the V of the Futro building.
And he'd just been possessed by the Influencer, and Boogeyman and Skater Boy were about to face down with Thick, charging into the room to get at the Professor German? And also... Yes. And also, Mr. Manhattan was in the room with them. And Whippet was on the roof with Skyscraper and Influence.
Right.
I was trying not to fall.
You were trying not to fall. Whippet had used her whip to snag one of the belt loops on Skyscraper's belt.
Oh, that's right. She was hanging on to Skyscraper.
So she's dangling. She was trying to get up, head level with him.
So
and then
she's
Influencer
probably hoping I'm not going to fall also.
Probably so.
And then inside we have DJ Wolfman's instant disco going off.
Yes. I think it was DJ Wolfman's Insta Rave or something like that.
Oh yeah, sorry, instant rave. Yeah, Insta rave, not instant disco.
And yes, it was Dr. Sergei Rostova, yeah, that y'all are trying to protect. And I don't know how it's going to have recorded, but Marigold, it was great. The first time he said Gothic's name, it's like there was a glitch, so all I heard was thick. Like, oh, somebody's got a thing for Gothic. All right. So yes, if I remember right, y'all had not seen Gothic yet. But all the lights out in the hallway were getting dimmer, and the lights inside the room had started getting a little dimmer. But the Insta Rave is keeping it bright enough in there that you'll have no hindrance seeing. I want to say Mr. Manhattan had backed the doctor kind of up into the far corner and was kind of putting himself between the doctor and anybody coming into the room. Where Boogeyman and Skater Boy were up closer to the door. Does that sound about right?
Sounds about right, yes, sir.
Alrighty. Let me add a turn for Skyscraper and Gothic. Though Skyscraper turn probably won't matter much. I think I had all of y'all roll last time. Either that or we got an old initiative on here. Alright, so inside the building. We'll do a quick even or odd. Even for Boogeyman, odd for Skater Boy. Skater Boy, out of the darkness in the hallway. A bit of shadow breaks off from the rest of the darkness and streaks at you in the form of a dagger.
All right. Is it going to be grabbable?
I don't know. Have you ever grabbed a dagger made of light before?
No, but I can certainly try.
You can certainly try.
I'm thinking Goth against the Thagua would be an interesting fight.
Who now?
Goth against the Thagua.
Yeah. Did they not pop up that season?
They popped up for in the villain leg of that season, but not for the crime. Okay.
I will go ahead and use one take of my probability control for good luck on my end.
Okay. 12 is the number you need to beat.
Got a 15.
15 doesn't beat that.
Does it beat it by enough that I could try to throw it back with my super speed? Or is that gotta
I
be a
forget.
4?
How bad do you have to beat that by?
Pull it up, because I always forget whether it needs to be by 3 or by 4 to do that.
Let's see. Is that part of your... Does that fall under super speed? Or is it something you bought on your super speed?
Well, it's a thing of like, it's the dodging reaction. If your dodge results in a massive failure for the attack and it is a thrown weapon or object, you can choose to catch it and throw it back as a reaction.
Okay, but it said massive.
Yeah, massive.
Okay. This is only a major.
Okay. I always forget that super speed is just about catching bullets, not the throwback as a general. But
Yeah. All right, so you're able to get out of the way, but not able to catch it out of the air. Your fingers brush it. You're pretty sure it's solid. Though once it flies past you and thunks into the wall, it then sort of fades. It then sort of fades away, leaving the mark in the wall where it's stuck. Though.
hey, like, I don't know how expensive that paint is, but if you could like stop from doing that.
You just hear laughter from out in the darkness. And then the mocking response. Like, all right, I'll think about it.
All right, cool, great. I'm glad you're like reasonable.
Dude.
Boogeyman, you're up.
Okay, so it is just a straight hallway from our door?
No, the hallway runs side to side across the door. Straight across the door, straight across outside your door, you just hit a wall with another door, offset a little bit. And the hallway kind of goes left and right.
I'm going to take out one of those big taser grenades I picked up last session.
Okay.
Flip the switch, and I'm going to just I'm about to throw it before rolling it like a bowling ball down towards where I heard the laugh.
Okay.
Let's see, do I need to make a coordination roll for that, or?
Oh, yes, it'll be coordination.
Okay.
I'm going to give her a slight benefit because she's in the darkness. Where's her coordination?
Not awful, doof. It's okay. They're allowed to be out there. Oh, wait, no, that's just your reflection. God, I love you, dog. It's okay.
You're not allowed to have a second dog.
Clearly not.
Not even one as devilishly handsome as what he's seeing in the mirror. All right, so you got a 10, she got an 11.
Ah.
So where you're standing by the door and kind of fling it to the side, you hear the laughter coming from. When it goes off, there's kind of a spark, and you can kind of make out her outline. Where she, saw you rolling the thing and kind of jumped back. So you at least know for sure she is on that side. All right, outside. Whippet swings herself around, releasing Skyscraper's belt loop and landing back on the, ledge area above the V. Or on top of the V. Then it's Skyscraper's go, but he's Bazotsky'd. So then it's Influencer. You're standing there, way up high.
I was way up high. I'm probably freaking out, obviously. I am King Kong on the Empire State Building. That's not good. I am going to try to climb into the V and get myself more secure. And I'm just going to be think small thoughts, trying to figure out how to get myself to shrink.
All right. All right, so right now you're standing on top of the V. And there's an area up there that's plenty wide enough for a human-sized person. You weren't the least bit nervous walking around on it.
Right.
Prior to. So when you say crawl down into the V, what exactly are you?
Well, I was thinking I may be too big to get into the bottom of the V, but I picture, from the images we have, that it's still probably big enough that I could use the V as a seat, even if I'm not all the way to the bottom of the...
Okay, I got what you're saying. Yeah, you can do that. Go ahead and give me a coordination roll.
Sure thing.
Oh, well, that's going to be super easy. Just don't roll, less than a 3.
Watch me fail.
No, you're fine. So you kind of wedge yourself in there, and you slide down, a decent ways. But you feel like kind of secure because you've got the V on either side that you can put your arms, and then you're kind of sitting.
Right.
As far as thinking small thoughts, give me a intellect roll as you try to figure out how to use his powers. Let's see. And the number you need to beat. Oh, you're getting lucky with my roll. That's the second one I rolled in a row. So you need a 7. You got a 7, so marginal success. You don't shrink back to human size immediately, but you drop. You drop from King Kong size to like Mighty Joe Young.
All right.
You shrink about half the size, half the expanded size, which does slide you down further into the V.
And at least I know I am on the right track.
Yes. Then we got Skater Boy.
Well, this is going to be like a whole thing, isn't it? I've already tossed the spray on knee pads, correct?
I believe yes. As soon as y'all thought something weird was going down, I think you walked
Yeah, I
into the
think
room.
while the group was all together, I tossed it. So, well, I'll look at Boogeyman. Well, I'm not gonna sit here and just let her throw knives. I'll walk in there and try to pull her attention, and I just like dash into the darkness where I saw her and try to pop a fist.
All right, give me a roll. Okay, this will be her parry. Let's see. Oh yeah, she got martial arts. Where's that other 2 coming from? Oh well, she should have that for the darkness, so it works. Maybe she was in the dark the last time I had her evade something. Alright, so you got 11, she got a 13. So you can't really see her in the dark, but you hear her moving around, you know. You can tell you're just right there at her.
All right.
Then we're back at the top of the order with her. And just right next to your ear, Skater Boy, you hear, like, if you could just give me the doctor I'm here for, that'd be great. And we could, like, not do this.
I mean, it's like really up to him.
Like, I'll go ask him then, like. And then Boogeyman, she's suddenly coming out of the darkness with a sword in her hand at you.
No, I don't like that part.
Let's see. Here's Soul Stealer. Oh, come on. What is with the ones?
I'd like to trigger good luck for Boogeyman, if that's possible.
Well, you can, but Gothic's the one that needs the luck. She's the one who keeps rolling ones.
All right, get a +2 on responding to it, Boogeyman.
All right, so you need a 9 total to
appreciate it.
evade.
All right, so that +2 bumps me up to an.
All right, so you easily sidestep her.
Hit her with a bat.
Does Boogeyman have his bat out yet?
Punch her in the face.
I do have the bat out.
All right, well, you get a free melee. You get a free melee whack on her. So how much damage does the
Awesome.
bat do?
It does 5 damage.
All right, 5 damage. Mine is her force shield. Oops. I should probably fill her stamina back up to full.
Oh, it's fine.
I think she was still sitting there with her damage from the previous season. So you hear a little grunt of "Ugh," as you hit her. You know, you can tell she didn't do what it should have done to her, but you know enough about these two that you know she's got physical protection. So
Yeah.
and then it's your turn.
I'm gonna hit her in the face again with a baseball bat.
What is it with this team and faces? So I guess Whip
The V,
is specifically more eyes than just faces.
the V stands for Futuro and face.
All right, then, Boogie, give me a roll.
Alright, and it is rolled twice.
Yeah, and it rolled two different
The
things each
second-
time.
The second one would be the correct roll for me,
Okay.
so it's 9.
All right, 9. Her
Oh, you
evade.
have-
She's not standing in the darkness right now, so. She got 11. She gets out of the way. Let's see. I'm going to say Whippet walks to the edge of the building and kind of looks over to see how Influencer is doing. And best I can recall, Curtis, when you possessed Skyscraper, you rolled well enough. You got him for the scene, correct?
I think that's right.
Okay, that's how I remember it. So.
That's how I remember it, although we can't always trust my memory.
I've gotten to that age as well. All right, Influencer, your turn. You're a slightly smaller giant man now.
I'm assuming I'm still too big to get inside the building, so I'm going to continue to think small thoughts.
Okay.
That's the intellect, correct?
Yes, that was intellect.
Ha.
All right, you have shrunk back down to normal size. You're pretty sure you've got this power down now. You think you can probably use it at will. So now you're a normal size man standing in that big decorative V.
I am looking for the door, which I'm pretty sure I know where it is already.
What you've got in the V, inside the V, one side has got a ladder that will let you attach to the interior of the V where you can climb up. So workers can get up and down.
Right.
So you've got four or 5 stories to have to climb up.
All
Actually,
right.
probably more than that now that I'm looking at the picture. And Skater Boy.
Well, now that she's kindly gotten out of the shadows for me, I'm gonna throw a baseball at her.
Are you also stepping out of shadows?
Yes.
Okay. So you step back into the door of the room. You see where her and Boogeyman are squared off against each other.
Yep. Just pull out an ice baseball and just see if I can't crack a rib.
All right, give it a throw.
Sports are like my jam.
All right, you got a 13. She got an 11, so you hit. How much damage does one of your baseballs do?
I've got a strength of 4.
So your aim is true. She kind of half turns, and it's like she sees what's about to hit her. It hits her side, drops to the ground, and she just raises an eyebrow at you like, really? You don't think it did her any actual harm?
No, that's good defense.
Then it's her turn, and she asks Dr. Rostova, "Hey Doc, wouldn't you like to come with me so I don't have to hurt anybody in this room?" Your boss isn't angry. He's just disappointed. You took some stuff with you that probably wasn't your property. He just won't sit back. You to fulfill your contract. And the good doctor responds with, his designs belong to him, and, he was an employee, not a possession. He'll leave when he wants to. And she should probably realize she's outnumbered.
Now, the question is Gothic bright enough to bring up the intellectual property laws?
Intellect 5. Yeah, she may be. She's not going to bring that up because she's currently breaking and entering an attempted kidnap. But yeah, so maybe bringing the law up is not the appropriate tactic at the moment.
We only bring up the law when it's convenient.
Yep. Oh, let's see. Sorry, I'm being tactically indecisive now on what she would do. Because she can see the doctor. There's another dude between her and the doctor. Because Manhattan did not show up in costume. He showed up as Kenneth Maxner. So she's just seeing a dude there in a business suit, standing between her and the doctor. Which probably means Boogeyman or Skater Boy 1 is still going to be her main target. We'll say Boogeyman this time because, well, he's swinging a baseball bat at her. It didn't hurt much, but it did hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. So she does a little fake out to one side and then swings it around to try to catch you on what she's hoping will be an opening.
Oof. All right.
14 is the number to beat.
No. Even tapping a determination, I can't beat that. So I'm just.
But you might be able to avoid a kill result.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a 9. Her 14 beats you by 5. That's a massive success.
How much damage does she do?
She does 6 points of damage with her sword.
Reduced to 1.
Yep.
That's right, because the spray on knee pads.
And my body armor takes the rest of it off.
All right.
Okay, how does armor on armor stack?
I'm not really sure that there's any special rules about it. At least not when it's from 2 different sources. Let me look up the kill result and see if it has to actually do any damage to go into effect.
Wait, does?
I think it does, but I want to be sure. I mean, I've never killed a player character in this. Though killing attacks have dropped people in one lick before. Alright, if an attack achieves a potential kill outcome and inflicts 0 or more stamina damage. How much body armor do you have on Boogeyman?
5.
Okay. That would take the damage way below 0, so. So neither the stunning nor the killing will actually trigger. She don't look real happy about that because she thought she had a really good lick in there. Boogeyman, you're up.
Popping her in the face. And I will be tapping Tough SO. Give myself +2 to damage.
Okay.
And there's my specialty.
Oh, now it's her turn to defend against a 14.
Mm.
Alright, so she's going to use her evade.
That's what she gets for trying to hurt our boogeyman.
Alright, so her prowess is a 7. She has martial arts. She is going to tap one of her qualities. So, boogeyman, you get a determination point.
Nice.
And she is tapping intensive training for a +2. And she's 14 exactly. Half damage from your baseball bat is not going to get through her field. So you connect, but it's a glancing blow. And she basically hits the conference room table and kind of rolls across it to the other side. Let's see. Whippet is waiting for Influencer to crawl back to the top. Influencer. You
I am crawling.
are crawling to the top. Let's see. Give me a strength roll. But this is using... Oops, wrong one. Skyscraper's strength. Which, when he is not grown, is a 6.
And that would be a 12.
All right. What do you mean? He got a...
Why did it?
He rolled a 6, but he only had a +3 on it.
Yeah, I changed
Oh,
So
yeah,
it'd
it
be
to
a
6,
6 plus 6.
but I guess it didn't take it. So
Okay, so yeah, so that's a 12, and the difficulty is 8. So that's a massive success. So you get back to the top just in that one round. I mean, you are flying up that ladder.
okay, cool.
Skyscraper is in good shape. I mean, not that Influencer isn't in good shape.
Not as good shape as Skyscraper though.
Nope. He clearly hits the gym.
He lifts the gym.
Right.
It's a great workout, but you only get to do it once.
Well, that's why you never sign up for any particular gym. You just show up at different one every time. Then we got Skater Boy.
I will be throwing another baseball, but now that I see it can't hurt her, I'm just using it to try to keep her off balance.
All right, so you're trying to put a condition on her,
Yeah.
or a quality on her, I should say.
It's just a 10.
All right, but that's going to be her coordination. This is her dodge, not her evade. All right. Oh, she only got an 8 though. So that is a moderate success, which I believe is 1 free tapping of off balance.
Alrighty.
Gothic is off balance times 1. All right.
I know that, like, 80's not, like, super fast, but you're really taking it well.
She's like, thanks. If you could throw an 80-mile-an-hour fastball, why are you doing this? And she makes a circular motion with her hand to the kind of the building y'all are in. Instead of like playing pro somewhere.
Professionals throw at like 101, 102, and like even closers can hit like 90s. Also, like, I have superpowers, and that's kind of like illegal.
Oh,
Spirit
yeah.
kind of like cracked down on that.
Skater Boy demonstrates that sports are in fact his jam.
It's like, oh, I guess 80's not as fast as it sounded. All right, then it is her go. From the other side of the table, she's going to throw daggers at Boogeyman. So let's see here. Dagger throw. 10 is the number to beat.
Got to dodge.
She does. You do have a free tapping of off balance if you want to use it.
I'm gonna save that.
Okay.
We'll take the hit.
You're gonna take another potential death hit.
Yep. So you rolled a 6. She rolled a 10. So there's a massive success for her. The daggers also do 6 points of damage because it's all the same power actually.
Reduced by 4.
So 6 becomes 2. Boogie's regular body armor can soak the 2, so A-okay at the moment. And then Boogeyman, you can respond.
I'm going to burn I'm going to burn determination. 1 to automatically have my little bullshit foamy gadget
Okay.
ranks, and the second one I am tapping a lot of brains, little budget, bump it up to rank 7.
Okay.
And that'd be my turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you don't have to roll for it, but it still takes the action to fish it out or whatever. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you pull out your little. Did it shoot foam or was it a foam grenade? I forget how that foamy thing worked.
And basically, I think I've described it as a foam grenade before.
Okay. All right, influencer, you're back at the top.
Okay.
Whoopette's there with you.
I think we need to go inside and join the others.
All right. So y'all turn and start running for the door.
Yeah.
As you get into the door, you hear the sounds of a helicopter.
Oh.
And when you look up, it's one of the local news channels. It's a news chopper.
Oh, okay.
Clearly, someone has notified the local media that there was a giant man climbing up the side of the Futro building.
Well, no giant men here.
Only tiny men and tiny superheroes. But you notice that right before you duck into the building. So y'all are running down the hallways. Skater Boy.
To help buy time for what I see happening, I will go ahead and rush up and try to grapple Gothic.
All right.
And I will tap a determination for I dated someone who did that once, and just be like, I have dated a female mixed martial artist and had to grapple, so I know this body type. I'll be okay.
All right. So you run. I'm just imagining you running and kind of diving, sliding across the table and trying to catch her kind of mid body.
Sounds good. On a 13.
On a 13. This would be her evade. Ooh, but this is technically grappling.
and not punching.
So she won't use she does not use her martial arts, and she doesn't have wrestling, so her evade is 1 lower than usual. Ooh, rolled a 1 on the dice, so that is an 8 total.
That's just a full hold, isn't it?
You've got her in a full hold. So you like tackle her mid-body, y'all both go stumbling back, and some kind of way you wriggle around and kind of get her up under the arms and the hands back behind her head.
You have, like, the right to quit making fun of my accent.
Like, get off me, you geezer.
Ouch.
I'm only a pentagenarian.
Then it's her go, and the only thing she can do in a full hold is try to escape. Which, let me see. Escape.
Yeah, prowess or strength test against the attacker's strength.
Okay, so it's your strength. And then her prowess or strength. Well, her prowess is a 7 and her strength is a 3, so I know what she's using.
That's fair.
Alright, so she's trying to wiggle out. And she's got a 10. Give me a strength roll there, Skater Boy.
Okay, my strength is the same, so... I'll go ahead and... Nah, I'll just keep it standard. Yes!
Alright. She's making you work for it, but you're managing to keep the hold. Boogeyman.
All right. Going to take a few steps towards Gothic, and I'm going to lightly throw the foam grenade at her. What bonus do I get for tapping? The 1 free tapping of off balance plus whatever I get for grappling her.
Alright, so if you're using the off balance to hit with the attack, that's +2.
Okay.
And I'll give you another +2 for her being grappled at the moment.
All right, so that'd be a +4. Does athletics cover throwing things? The book is kind of vague about that.
You know, it makes sense to me that it would.
Okay, so that is a +6. So I am rolling +12 for.
Well, that's gonna kind of suck for her. So give me that roll. She'll roll toward her dodge.
Is Skater Boy able to disengage with super speed before this grabs him too?
Give me see. Give me a dodge roll versus the 16 that Boogie rolled. But I'll give you a +4 on that because you were literally knew what he was going to do, and that's why you dove across and grabbed her like that. So you knew it was coming.
And he tapped the off balance already.
Yes, he tapped the elf. Boogeyman tapped the.
I'll use my 3rd trigger of lucky.
I assist him by saying, saying that before I tossed it, we did like a 1-2-3 kind of thing.
No. Assisting would be an action. So.
Okay.
Okay.
It's quite all right though. Skater Boy gets well out of the way with a 19.
Yeah. Getting +6 on my defense against ranged stuff. Yeah.
All right, and then this is a. Is it binding? I always forget what the exact power is called.
It is binding.
Because I think it is the rank of the material.
The rank 7.
Okay, no, that's only she's only got to roll that when she's trying to escape. It's just your to hit number that matters, and you got a massive success. So she goes from being in a full hold, from Scatterboy holding her in a full hold, to Boogeyman's foam has her in a full hold.
But the foam is stronger than me, so it's for the best.
Yes.
Mhm.
So she is standing there. You know, a ball of foam is foamed around her. Her face is just poking out. And maybe like one hand on one side. Her sword had already dissipated when she was struggling to get loose from Scatterboy.
So, good news. I'm pretty sure I solved the issue that was causing this stuff. It sort of taps one of the harder parts of it. Cause full body warp. Should be fine.
She just narrows her eyes at you. Stupid gadgets. Why do all you low rent rook knockoffs carry around so many gadgets?
Well, I don't want to die.
Also, like, wouldn't, a teleporting sword count as a gadget? Or do you have, like, a loose definition that doesn't apply to any of your stuff?
That's just a manifestation of my powers, not a gadget.
Yeah, putting metal together to make it into, like, a device that trips people is an application of my power.
Was I talking about you? Are you a low rent rook knockoff?
No. I'm like Skater Boy.
You know, you're a little old to be using boy. Though I guess Skater Man would sound even dumber.
Well, like, the boy's with an I, so it's, like, not really affiliated with that section.
Oh, that's how you spell it. Okay. Clearly, she is not a fan of yours from back in the day.
It's fine. There were, like, 15 of us back in the day. It's just how I spelled it so I could be, like, identifiable. Anyway, like, what do you... Sorry. Is there anyone else we should, like, be ready for you to, like, throw at us?
She smiles at you. No? And I need Boogeyman and Skater Boy to give me wheel rolls. Let's see, does this one use their power rank or their...
What if I'm not
actual
super
stat?
good at that?
Even better.
Alright, oh, that's not great.
Alright, so they roll their power rank.
I did almost the best I could do.
Eh.
Alright, did anybody beat a 10?
No, but we didn't massively fail.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That is good then. Let me make 2 other little rolls for no particular reason.
No reason at all.
All right, now where did I put Manhattan stats? All right, so y'all have got her captive. Whip-Et and Influencer, you arrive at the conference room. You see Gothic done up in one of those foam balls. Skater Boy and the Boogeyman are talking to her. You see Kenneth Maxner over in the corner of the room in kind of a defensive stance. Like I said, he's not in costume, so. But you don't see the doctor. What are you doing, Influencer?
I to ask, where is the doctor?
Boogeyman, Skater Boy, Skyscraper steps in the room and asks you where the doctor is, with Whip-Et right next to him.
Oh, he should be right over.
When you say that, you know,
God damn it.
Maxner steps to the side and turns around like he's going to say something to the doctor, and then realizes he's gone. She never got... What happened? She never got to him. Wait, his briefcase isn't on the table either.
Is she still in the foam ball?
Gothic, yes.
Okay. Teleporter or what?
Gothic's like, what, you asking me? Why would I tell you?
All right.
You can trust us, dear.
Don't call me that when you're in his body. That's just
Yeah,
creepy.
that was like actually like super
Yeah.
creepy.
Uh-huh. Like, pretty sure we're about to have an HR meeting about that, dude.
Like you said that like you've done that before, and I'm like worried.
Mm.
Sorry.
Tell you what, you step out of his body and we'll discuss this like reasonable people.
I'm feeling reasonable.
All right, so what are y'all doing?
Well, Futuro is probably not equipped to take in metahuman prisoners. We're probably not authorized to do that either. So I'm suggesting that even though I don't like the idea, that we probably call Spear and let them know that we have Skyscraper and Gothic to be turned over to their custody once again.
All right, who's making the call?
Boogeyman will make the call real quick. And also gonna call down to security. Hey, pull up, see if there was anybody else that any camera footage of anybody aside from Gothic entering the building.
You do not get a response from Carol.
Oh, crap.
All right. I'm going to turn to Mr. Maxner and ask him, please physically hold on to. This is not on you. There's some weird metahuman bullshit going on. I do not want my phrasing to be taken as I'm asking you for kidnapping all three of us in here when it happened. Just hold on to Gothic.
He nods and walks over and sinks his fingers into the phone.
All right, and yeah, we're gonna run down to the call center and see what's going on with Carol.
All right. As y'all run out of the room, you hear as Gothic kind of cuts her eyes over towards this dude in a business suit. Who the F are you supposed to be? And then y'all are off to the command center.
Gator Boy will head for the roof just to make sure.
Okay. When you get to the command center, Carol's just reclining in her chairs, very quietly snoring.
Gonna try and wake her up.
Okay, you give her a little shake, she rises right up.
Carol, what was the last thing you remembered before falling asleep?
She's like, crap, I don't fall asleep. I've had like 4 cups of coffee in the last hour. What? The door opened, somebody in security uniform poked his head in. And I don't think I recognized him. And yeah, then I was out.
Crap. The good doctor's been kidnapped.
She jumps up, she starts typing away on the screen. She pulls up security footage of like right outside her door. You see a guy in security uniform walk up, crack the door open, stick his head in, then shut it, and walk directly to the conference room. There were no cameras inside the conference room.
Mm-hmm.
So from what you can see, he just walks into the conference room, isn't in there a minute before him and the doctor walk out. The doctor's holding his briefcase.
Oh.
She starts playing around. We didn't have any mics in the conference room. But let me see, since the door is open, let me see if the mic in the outside picked anything up. And she basically winds up turning the volume up way high to the point that it's, a little distorted. And you can hear your conversations going on in the room. But as the guy walks in, you hear him saying, "Ignore me, just ignore me."
Okay, any footage of how they left?
They got in the elevator and rode down to the bottom floor.
All right.
Scatterboy up on the roof. You don't see anything suspicious.
Darn.
Your pilot's up there tinkering away on the, or talking to the mechanics while they tinker away on the Detroit Flyer.
When it's time to race down to the ground floor.
Yeah, because you've got your comm, so they were keeping you in the loop. Now, the waking her up and her pulling up this footage only took a couple of minutes, so, they won't have had time to go too far. One other thing you would have noted was even with the distortion, you could tell the guy had at least a slight Russian accent. Carol does pull up the outside camera and show you the car they got into. Just looks like one of the local taxis. All right, so what are y'all gonna do? Skater boy, you said you were rushing downstairs.
I think we all should.
Yeah, just I'll try to. There's no identifier of the taxi to even chase down.
You know what? Let me give Carol an old roll there. We'll see how good she is. Let's see. There's the difficulty. She also needed 8. She's pretty good at what she does. She gets you a tag number and the like cab number, because the individual cabs are actually numbered.
Then I will, while on my board trying to go the same direction, I'll just call the company and ask them if they can tell me where this specific car is at the moment.
All right, give me a will roll. As you're trying to be, you got to be convincing. They got to know who you are,
Yeah.
I mean, if you say Skater Boy, they know who Skater Boy is without a doubt.
Yeah.
But it's the convincing them that you're, that you are he.
I'll take a 10.
You rolled a 6 on your dice. I rolled a 1, so you got a total of a 10. I got a total of a 6.
Nobody has this accent in this city except Skater Boy.
You get a hold of somebody who is clearly a fan, and yes, immediately recognizes your voice. He tells you that driver is clocked out for a lunch. But they've got GPS built into the cab, so yeah, he tells you exactly what street the guy's on, how fast he's traveling.
Yeah, because if he's out to lunch, he shouldn't be driving.
Right.
So,
it's
a pretty
maybe to a restaurant or something, but
yeah. All right, and I'll feed that information to the team through our communicators while skating at car speed to try to catch up to it.
Well, as I recall, the pilot had the copter ready. So why don't the rest of us, hop on the copter and try to catch up with the car also?
A copter.
Hell yeah.
A copter. This is an advanced vertical takeoff. Well, to be fair, copters are vertical takeoff and landings too, but no, this is more of a Quinjet type setup,
I just look at him and show. It's like, sorry, I'm not the techie one on the team.
Y'all all load up. He's strapping himself in. A copter. Ugh.
I just can't help but offend everybody.
Truly, you are.
Not all influences are positive.
Ooh, the influencer should take up boxing. All right, so the rest of you load up in the flyer. He takes off. Skater Boy, you will catch up with the car before they do, just for the time it takes them to get up to the top and do a couple of pre-flight checks before it takes off.
As I'm chasing, can I attempt to get a gadget?
Yeah. You're skating along at high speeds while fishing through your pockets.
Yep. I'm looking for Dr. Know-It-All's mental resistance pills that I have given once before.
Okay. And what rank is this?
I'll make it a rank 3 mental resistance.
All right, so the difficulty is based off the 3, so you need a 5. And this would be with your intellect.
Yeah. Made it.
Yep, massive success. So, all right, so you pull the bottle of mind resistance pills out of your jorts.
Yep. Take 2. It's annoying to have to dry swallow, but I'm in the business. I understand.
No, be a real man. Chew them.
All right. With mental resistance 3, let's see if we can't get this man out of a car.
All right, you skate up to the car. You know, normal looking taxi car driver inside. You know, both hands are on the wheel. He's chatting away with the 2 guys in the back seat. One of them is the doctor. The other one is in a Futro security outfit.
I'll knock on the window and kind of gesture for him to pull over.
Everybody in the car looks over. But the driver immediately starts slowing down. What the... the guy in the security uniform starts to roll his window down. Don't worry, I've got the doctor. You can head back to base. Give me a will saving throw if you would.
All right.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, my goodness.
So he rolled max, so that's a 12.
I'll do my 3rd trigger of lucky. Myself a +2.
All right, so there's a marginal success, which I want to say...
Yeah, I got an 11.
I thought luck would have added +2.
Yeah, and then I had mental resistance 3.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. Yeah. Yeah, you're good then. You check it off.
Am I able to grab him and pull him out of the taxi?
He did roll the window down.
Yeah, I'm going to yoink him out of there.
He should have buckled up. All right, give me a wrestling.
An 11.
This guy rolled max and got an 8. So major success. You've got him in a partial hold and out of the car.
I'm doing my best to cover his mouth, but it's only partial.
Yeah, partial hold. I'm going to say that you don't quite succeed.
Hey man, like, it's not cool to like kidnap people.
He came with me willingly.
We both have telepathy. We know that's not what's happening.
And you can hear the flyer, the distinctive sound of the flyer catching up with you at this point. He is going to tell you at least one more time, with some serious concern, not quite panic in his voice. Oh, you should really leave me alone and go back home. Since you've resisted him once, it now requires determined effort from him, so you get a determination point.
Oh, yay.
But then you do have to resist. Ooh, you only got a 10 this time, though.
My willpower... That's still gonna take a max roll.
You could always add a determination point to it.
Yeah, can I go ahead and just use the determination point for... I can, like, hang with anyone.
Yeah. That would
Like,
work.
this is now my 3rd round of this nonsense.
So you're hyper alert for it.
Yeah. It's like, I know he's going... I'm trying to cover his mouth because I know he's going to mind talk me.
Yep.
Yes! Mind powers are like weird. Got a 12.
And then if you want to make one more roll to try to get him in a complete hold, if you get him in a complete hold, I will say you managed to cover his mouth.
Alright. Oof.
That dude, he's got like a 2 in his physical stats.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This is not a fighter. This is not a professional supervillain, costume supervillain type of guy. 4. So that's another major success. And since you already had him in a partial, getting the partial result again bumps it up to a full. So yeah, you're standing there. You just stand there in the street now.
I'm like
hands wrapped around him, hand over his mouth.
I'm just like so good at chasing down cars. I must have been like a Labrador in my last life.
And yeah, and the driver has stopped the car. The rest of you, the flyer, in the flyer, you sit down behind the car in the street. People on the sidewalks got their cell phones out.
This is the second time today this event. Oh no, the scheduled meeting was not the same day, was it?
No, but it was like a day or two ago that this happened.
Yeah.
You're basically a block further from the building this time, but
people keep having videos of me just yoinking people out of cars.
Are the Visionaries attracting villains to Detroit? Futro Tower, the villain bug zapper of Detroit. It's like we just set the tower up and they keep coming there.
If you put a big V on a building, they'll come. But alright, rest of the team?
Alright, so all of y'all are unloading. Influencer, you are still in Skyscraper's body.
Right.
Boogeyman's gonna come over there and I'm gonna try and knock together a quick stun device just to slap onto the mind control guy's head.
You said a stun device?
Yes, sir.
Alright, what rank?
Rank 6.
Alright, 7's the number you need to be.
Would I still be in charge of his body, Jason? Because does that go to the end of the fight or the end of the session?
Oh, that's true. It's the end of the scene. This would be a new scene. So you will basically have to roll. If you want to maintain control, you'll have to roll again.
Okay. I think it probably makes sense because we haven't had time to hand off the spear.
Right. Carol was calling
so
spear as y'all left.
Yeah, I will roll again.
All right, and then I need Skyscraper. Oh, yeah, he ain't got a snowball's chance there. Yeah, he got a 9.
Yeah, I got him.
For the end of until the end of this scene.
Tries to take over, and I'm just like, oh, bitch.
Alright, so y'all are standing on the street. Boogeyman got an 11, so we did succeed in whipping out the little stun device.
He's gonna walk up and say, hey, gonna be a little ticklish. You're gonna black out, then you're gonna wake up in custody, okay? Okay. And so, it's simple.
Alright, give me a roll with it versus his... Is he resisting this with his strength or his will?
It would be his strength.
Okay. Alright, so he got a 7.
And...
Oh yeah, out like a light. So Skater Boy, he goes limp in your arms with his little thing strapped to the back of his head.
Yeah, I immediately ungrapple and then go walk over to the car to get Dr. Sergey.
He had gotten out of the car and he's looking around a little confused at first, and then kind of shaking it off.
Like, hey, buddy, not the first time we've gotten, like, mentally conditioned to do something we didn't want to do, but, like, this is just, like, more proof positive that you've, like, made the right decision to try to get away from this guy. He's, like, clearly a volatile individual.
Yes, it's. Oh, yes, he definitely is. My, this is disconcerting. He just walked into the room and asked me to come with him, and I thought it was a wonderful idea. Oh, let me get my... He leans back into the cab to get his briefcase.
Yeah, just, like, do a quick double check, make sure everything's there.
He sits it on the, back into the car, pops it open, he's sorting through it. Yes, it seems to all be here.
All right, good. I didn't want to be like he snuck like one super special paper like into his jacket somewhere, or like stowed it in a secondary location. It'd be wild, but
I guess he was confident that his plan would work.
yeah, he seemed like that kind of guy, rolling down a window at someone going at super speed at him. Also, I'll just pull out 100 out of my wallet and hand it to the driver. I'm like, sorry for the trouble, but like I'm stopping you from like assisting a kidnapping.
Oh yeah, no problem. I was supposed to be on my lunch.
Yeah, he had like mind powers.
Whoa. Oh, I guess that means I should hang around and make a statement. And you hear police sirens coming by this point. So the police show up first. Spear shows up later. By the time Spear shows up, the cab driver has pulled his bag lunch out and is just standing there next to his car eating his lunch. Waiting for the police to come talk to him. They get statements from the witnesses, statements from the driver, statement from from Dr. Rostova. Influencer, as soon as Spirit gets there, they walk up with the big, titanium cuffs, or maybe it's something even stouter. The lead agent is like, Influencer, I assume?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. We'll go ahead and take that guy off your hands.
Once they've got him cuffed, I'll let him go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they have you get in the back of the vehicle and, get him cuffed and strapped in, and then then you step out. He looks around confused for a second. And then he's like, oh, I was warned about you. Punting you off the building next time.
If you had really listened to the warnings, you wouldn't have come.
That's okay. My baby doll will get me out.
Yeah. She's gonna like really get to that. Don't you worry.
They also take the mind control guy, mesmerist. Not really sure what he is.
He's an illusionist.
Well, he wasn't generating illusions. But they pack him up, they got your reports. They know essentially what he was doing, so they're going to be very careful about letting him speak. Carol reports in that they found the security guy whose uniform he was wearing. Basically taking a nap.
Was he okay?
He was taking a nap in his boxers in one of the like locker room, changing room areas.
Mhm.
And from what he reports, this dude just walked in the locker room. When he turned around and asked the guy who he was, that's the last thing he remembers. Then he woke up, when the other security guys were waking him up.
Well, are you like okay to get back to the meeting, or do you like need to take some time to decompress from this? I say as I get back to Sergey.
Oh, well, yes, if Mr. Maxner's still there, I think I could continue speaking with him. Truthfully, the sooner I make a deal with someone, the safer I think I'll be. Unless Dimitri comes after me for revenge or something. That's not really his style, but
also your value is just like a researcher would probably be too high for like a revenge killing. It would probably still just be kidnapping.
Oh, that's reassuring.
Sorry,
but odd
that's
that it's reassuring.
Well, like, he kind of sucks at getting people to kidnap you, to be fair. Like, they really trip at the midline of the race.
All right, so he goes back. Once the police are done getting their report, he goes back to the tower with you. Spear has already been there. They have picked up Gothic. Mr. Maxner is still waiting there.
Oh yeah, I do want to reference to the Spear agents, like separate prisons. Put them in like separate prisons.
They agree with you, but also tell you that's not their decision. They will definitely recommend it to the judge, though. Well, they do have some choice as to where to put them, before trial, though. So Overman had, Maxter and the doctor continue to have their discussion. They wrap that up. They don't tell you anything much about the meeting. You get the impression that they're both pretty happy with how it ended. But you don't know if they came to a final deal or not. By the time that ends, Spear has called and left some information with Carol. They have identified the mesmerist guy.
Is it a known villain? A known entity?
His name is... Pavel... Russian names. Fedorov. Fedorov, how do you pronounce that? He works for Volkov Industrial Tech. Which is, of course, a name you've heard several times here lately. But he literally works for the Detroit branch. Apparently he is an HR manager.
That like... I'm pretty sure that like breaks some laws now.
Well, it'd be illegal for him to use his powers on people. It's not illegal for him to have that job and have those powers. Only to use those powers in the performance of his job.
Yeah.
Spear is definitely going to have some questions.
But also, like, this does, like, Spear now has, like, a pin onto Volkov of, like, oh, they're just, like, doing supervillain stuff. Or they have people that are doing supervillain stuff. Not necessarily that they were assigned to do it.
Yes, they are getting ready to send some agents, a lot of agents, to the Volkov offices. And they were wondering if you would like to tag along. Just in case he has any other superpowered employees on staff that might cause some problems.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea, TBH.
I think we should go.
All right. Carol pulls up the the address. Y'all load up in the flyer. They will. Your security guys will basically stash the doctor in like some random spot within the tower. Somewhere where he'll be comfortable, but somewhere where if anybody else comes looking for him, they'll literally have to search the entire tower. Alright, so you head off. Spear gets in contact with you once you're in the flyer, and y'all kind of coordinate your arrival so nobody shows up, before anybody else. They go into the foyer. Head Spear Agent's got his, like an FBI badge kind of thing, up over his head, declaring who they are. Most of the people in the lobby just sort of freeze and, do whatever, whatever they're told. The receptionists, sit there. A couple of people immediately make a break for it. But there are agents aplenty. I'm going to say Agent Allen is the agent you're currently, the head agent that's leading this. So he has y'all come with him as they go upstairs to the CEO's office. Or it's probably just a vice president or something that runs this branch. As you get to the top floor, you can hear paper shredders in use. Agent Howe's like, blast it. They were quick. And he sort of motions for the agents to run in there, and they start, shouting at people. A lot of the employees on this floor, they just act confused and are speaking Russian at the agents. Like they're pretending they don't speak English, even though they're clearly working in the American office.
Can I attempt to make a gadget?
Sure. What gadget are you making?
I'll do a rank 2. Oh, hold on. Let me actually read the power to make sure this will work the way I think it will, because I don't want to be bad. But I think is it pre or post? I'm trying to remember.
Are you talking like pre or post cognition?
Post cognition.
Okay.
try to pull out some some goggles, and get them to see like it's a bit magical in nature, but things that can see into the past, so that the agent can just put them on and see what's getting shredded.
Okay, what rank would you like that?
Try a rank 3.
All right. So the difficulty for this gadget is a 9.
All right. Does my I'll tap my last probability control for the session.
You really tickled yourself with this, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I'm sorry.
And a boogeyman assist by just taking out like some little lens cleaner to help clean the goggles lenses.
Let's get the smuts off of there. Maybe you can see a little further back in time. But yeah, I'll allow it. So that's a +2.
11.
You needed a 9, so the level will do it. You pull the goggles out.
I hand it to the agent in charge, like, just give this to like a trusted man. It'll keep working for like up to 2 hours into the past. So like, I know it's multiple shredders, but like you can get a decent chunk of it out of this.
He hands it over to 2 agents. You see them going to the shredder. One of them just starts rattling off what he's seeing. The other guy is like, well, I guess recording it with his phone. I mean, you just need the audio recording. I was thinking like rapidly typing, but that's not really necessary.
And like, I would give you like a device to translate what they're saying, but like our phones can do that now.
He goes, yeah, and I've got at least 2 of the guys here can speak Russian. And as he says that, some of the guys that were like babbling on, confused in Russian, just stop. Then you hear 2 agents, down a hallway start shouting.
You gonna head down there, check out what's going on?
I will just like, as we step slightly apart from the agents, just pop another spray on Kneepad's Party Edition on us. Should have done this like before we got in the building, actually.
So y'all start hustling down the hallway. Agent Allen is right behind you. When the two agents you heard hollering, they're like, we saw 2 men, when we shouted at them, they ducked in here and slammed the door. They locked it. We were getting ready to bust it down. And they kind of look at Agent Allen, with your permission, sir. And when he gives them the nod, one of them rears back and kicks the door open. It opens up into an empty office. Mostly empty office. 2 men are standing there. One of them is spreading out some sort of device on the ground. It's like this sort of fold out metal platform or metal. Almost looks like a slightly oversized metal yoga mat. And there's some sort of little control. Looks like a little tablet that's plugged, with cords that run down and plug into it. One guy's spreading out, the other one is typing fiercely on the pad. When the door burst open, the one doing the unfolding spins around and goes for a gun. Everybody give me a quick coordination roll.
That'll work.
Alright, so he goes on an 8.
I go on an 8.
And
So on an initiative tie, does a person with super speed get to go first?
I think it's whoever has the higher coordination.
Yeah, it's whoever's coordination. It's whoever's stats higher.
All right. So what's your coordination?
4.
All right, and his coordination was a 3. So you'll go before him.
Cool.
Influencer got a 6. And Boogie got a 6. All right, so Skater Boy, you go first.
All right, and you said there's one typing and one reaching for a gun.
Right.
I will immediately rush out and try to grapple the one who's typing.
Gun Pat, they're superhero. Everybody was a hero. Superheroes are agents. They can handle a gun.
I know everyone here just had, well, not everyone. The people I work with are covered in a bulletproof spray. I'm not that worried about one bullet. I'm worried about whatever super science is getting typed on this metal yoga mat.
There's a certain logic to that.
Right, but grappling is like a sport, and sports are like my jam. 12.
Oh, this poor office worker. So he's typing, and then he glances up to see you diving at him.
Yeah.
He has just enough time to be like, non-combatant.
Just dive in, wrap around, tilt back. Just his back on my chest, my back on the mat. Like, oh, all right, man. Don't worry. I'm like, not going to hit you. I just need you to like stop whatever you were doing. But also, like, that guy's pulling a gun, so, like, you're, like, teamed up with a combatant.
And yeah, he dropped as you crashed into him, he dropped the tablet. So there's no more typing.
It's okay.
Let's see, gun guy.
I do apologize. I need to step away for a moment.
Oh, go right ahead. Let's see. So I need... Well, first I need to remember how area effect stuff works. Okay, so the gun he pulled out is not like a normal pistol. It's like this like high tech, the high tech device. More or less pistol shaped. And you see a flash of light that covers a kind of a cone area coming out of the thing. Skater Boy and whoever he tackled are off to one side and up almost next to the guy, so they're not in it. Everybody comes through the doorway though. Agent Allen, the two unnamed agents, Influencer, and Boogeyman are all within the affected area. So give me coordination checks, because you do still have a chance to avoid. Ooh, but you're going to need an 11. It'll be coordination.
I'm sorry. Who all needed to roll it?
Everybody except you.
Okay.
So Influencer
make
needs to
sure.
roll it. Boogeyman, whenever Marigold gets back.
Oh, and
Oh,
Flip
and I
what
need
are we
to,
rolling?
and I need to roll for the agents. It's coordination.
Coordination?
Yeah. This is an area effect attack he's doing. All right, Agent Allen fails to get out of the way. As do the two unnamed agents.
Whippet got a 4.
Would that be a 4 plus? Her coordination is 5. And she has 2 ranks of athletics. So that's a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So she gets it down to only a marginal success against her, so she'll only be taking half the effect. Looks like everybody else is taking full. Though I think I'll go ahead and roll for Boogie. Oops. That's a picture on a character sheet. Where's the Boogeyman character sheet? Oh, there should have been another +2 on that, so. Oh, not that it really matters. Alright, so Boogeyman gets completely out of the way. So the rest of you need to give me a strength roll. My goodness, I'm rolling a lot of 6s. I guess that makes it for all the 1s I was rolling earlier.
Seems like I may need to put an apology in for not grappling this guy.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright, so Influencer got a 9. So makes it a moderate failure. Alright, Influencer, you can take no action for 1 turn, 1 page.
Okay.
This was just a stun attack, but it was an area effect stun. The agents need to make a... Alright. Agent Allen goes down. Both of the unnamed agents drop. All of them got major or massive. The shooter got a massive success on all of them. So they're taking no action for the remainder of the chapter. Let's see. What did I roll for Boogie? Boogie was rolling on. Only had to roll strength for half effect.
Oh, did Boogie not get fully out of the way?
Summertime maneuvers was an 11. Oh, that's right. That wasn't against the strength of the. Yeah. You're right. I was about to miss it. I just feel like there was somebody else.
With that,
Oh, Whippet. Was it Whippet that was? Maybe it was Whippet that was taking half effect.
4 plus her 5, she had a 9 total, or plus her athletics.
Yeah, plus 2 athletics.
Something.
So she had a total of a +7 to that.
So an 11 against an 11.
Okay, yeah. So she tied. Whippet's strength is a 3. So she had a 9. So I'd basically be dropping that 11 that he rolled. Would effectively be an 8 with the reduced ranks for her only taking half effect, so she's fine. So Boogie completely avoided it. Whippet takes a slight hit of it, but it has shaken it off. All the agents dropped. And Influencer is just stunned for a round.
Back.
Ah, you're back. Excellent. Just in time for your turn.
Nice.
Also, you completely avoided an area-wide stun attack.
No.
Yes. Busted into a room. One guy filling on a tablet, the other guy was unfolding this, thing I described.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it as a big metal yoga mat.
Mm-hmm.
Skater Boy rushed in and tackled the guy on the tablet to stop any super science nonsense that might be going on. The other guy pulled out some sort of ray gun and blasted all of you with an area effect stun. Boogie avoided it. Whippet managed to shrug it off. The Influencer is stunned for 1 round. The Agent Allen and the 2 unnamed agents are both unconscious. You're good.
Not good. All right. Yeah, I am going to club a Captain Zappy gun in the face with my baseball bat.
All right. Didn't you come up with some sort of lightsaber thing?
I did.
It just don't hit the same.
The baseball bat just gets that visceral reaction.
Well, it's more a utility object. I don't want to accidentally sever a guy's arm.
Well, that's true. That would be a killing attack. You make a fair point there.
All right, so that'd be specialty.
Ooh, and he rolls out of the way. This guy may be a professional.
Oh.
You fought street thugs and hired goons before. This guy moves like an actual professional, though. Let's see. Then it
The most
would be
dangerous threat we could face. Flying competent.
Then it's Influencer's turn, but this is the turn that Influencer is stunned. Well, she's not in the combat. I don't know why she's still there. We're back to Skater Boy.
I will go ahead and apply damage to the man I'm holding.
You said you weren't. Oh, you said you weren't going to hit him, not that you weren't going to hurt him. I guess that's fair. How much damage do you do?
4.
All right. He is physically a pretty normal guy. He screams, but he's still conscious.
Yeah, this is fair.
He continues to scream about being a non-combatant. I think I skipped Whippet. Somebody roll me a d6. Whippet, I suppose, will try to whip that gun out of his hand.
That's a 5.
Grab with whip. Good old Mike's already got a roll set up for this. So prowess is 4, 5, 6. 6 plus the 5 marigold roll. So that is 11. Goon gets a 6. Whippet is now Whippet. The whip snaps out, comes back. You see Whippet catch the gun as it flies back to her in her other hand. And then it is Goon's turn. At this point, he looks over at, Skater Boy, who is basically choking. I won't say his friend, but his co-worker at the very least, maybe his boss, who knows. And the fact that, the room's now full of superheroes, and he's unarmed. And he puts his hands up in the air. I surrender.
Boogeyman's gonna pat him down.
He's got some ID on. He's got his wallet. He's got his ID. He's got his passport. He's got a pocket knife on him, but it's not obviously it's a pocket knife. You could use it as a weapon, but it's not. It's not some big. It doesn't really scream weapon to you, the kind of knife you're used to people carrying when they're really planning nastiness with them.
It's a box opener, basically.
Yeah. I mean, sure, you could definitely stab somebody with it. And if your suspicions about this guy are right, he probably knows how to do that.
Mm.
But he's not carrying any other firearms or anything like that. Nothing, no explosives, no. It does have a cell phone on him. Oh, I think we have a mic. One moment to adjust the Discord windows.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Hello, everyone.
Hey!
Hello, and a Happy New Year.
Oh, yeah. Happy New Year.
Boss?
All right, to quickly catch you up with where we are at.
Yes, please.
So we ended the previous session with Influencer having just possessed Skyscraper. Whippet was dangling from Skyscraper's belt, basically. And Influencer managed not to fall off the building. He figured out how to shrink himself back down. While we're doing that, inside Gothic was attacking. Her, Skater Boy, and Boogeyman are having a pretty good back and forth. They end up trapping her in foam. One of them asks her if there's anybody else they need to worry about, and she just sort of snickers out and goes, "No." And then when y'all catch up with them in the building, the doctor the Russian doctor they were protecting was just gone out of the room. Like nobody remembered him disappearing, nobody remembered him leaving. Turns out there was a third man who could. It was either mind control or some sort of suggestion. Like in the video, he can be, from the hallway, he can be heard going into the room, literally just telling people to ignore him. And then him and the doctor just casually walked out. But y'all chased them down, got the doctor back, got the mesmerist arrested. He worked for Volkov Industrial Tech, the company the doctor's trying to get away from, owned by that Russian dude that y'all spoke to over the comms at or over the video at Professor Prometheus's base. They identified him as, or Spear, once they got him in custody, identified him as the HR director at the local branch of that business. Because, who wouldn't want a mind controller as their HR director? So the Spear agent in charge basically asked the team if they'd like to come along as they go and hit the business. Just in case there's any other superpowered individuals hidden in their ranks. So you caught some of them, when y'all rushed in. By the time y'all got up to the top, they were already starting to shred documents. Skater Boy whipped out a pair of goggles that lets you look into the past, so they could read the documents that were getting shredded. Don't know how admissible in court that will be, but it will help with the investigation, at the very least. Two agents down a hallway yelled that a couple of guys had run into a room and shut the door. Y'all kicked the door in. They're unfolding some high-tech something. Skater Boy tackles the guy typing on a tablet. The other guy whips out this area effect stun ray and knocks the agents out and stuns Influencer. Whippet and Boogeyman were fine. And basically, just as you were arriving, we'd rolled for Whippet, and she had pulled the gun out of his hand. At which point he surrendered, and Boogeyman started patting him down. That's where we're at now.
Very cool.
But once he surrenders, he's not saying anything else. Any of the other, agents come in, he's just asking for his lawyer.
Boogie's gonna mess with that computer thing the one techie guy was messing with.
Okay. You pick it up, you look at it. You're pretty sure the tablet's running some form of Linux.
Fair enough.
It's all in Russian. But if you want to give me a technology roll, you can give me a technology.
Sure. Three.
All right, number you needed was a 7. You got a 9. All right, you're like, hey, this is some version of Linux. Let's that looks like the settings icon. You managed to go in and find the language setting for the tablet. Suddenly, everything's in English.
Yay.
You've got, it almost looks like Google Earth pulled up. It's definitely some kind of GPS coordinate looking thing. And it looks like he was programming in coordinates.
Oh, I don't like that. What is it plotting in coordinates to?
Definitely somewhere in Europe.
Mm-hmm. I look down at the little metal yoga mat thing. Teleporter?
Either a teleporter or maybe a portal opener. Like he was punching in the coordinates, and like one of the buttons at the bottom was open. And yeah, by the GPS coordinates, it would be opening up in Kaliningrad, which is this little speck of Russia surrounded by Poland, Belarus, and Lithuania, and the Baltic Sea.
So either he was trying to open up a getaway portal, or he was trying to get someone over here. I'm going to put in the coordinates for right outside the Futro building. See what happens.
Okay. As you type in those coordinates, the little map that was showing you where it was going, suddenly moves, and it's you're seeing the street names that you recognize. Are you going to hit the open button?
Well, you know what? I'm going to put in coordinates for just out in front of one of the Great Lakes.
You said in front of by one of the Great Lakes?
Yes.
Okay. That's not too far from here.
And then I'll hit the enter button.
Are you standing on the platform or the pad when you're doing it?
I am not on the platform.
Okay. So you hit it. You feel a hum coming from the little fold-out platform thing. I keep calling it a platform. It's more like a fold-out metal mat, but.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a ripple in the air and kind of a swirly pattern that at first is too blurry for you to see details, and then it sort of stays hazy at the edges, but it opens up enough that, you're looking out onto the lake.
Okay, so my big concern was that it was connected to another teleport. All right. Okay. I shut it down.
Okay. There's a very simple just close button it was already next to the open button, but it's like, it was grayed out until the portal opened, and then it lit up where you can now hit close. By this point, some of the other agents have come into the room to see what the excitement was about, and found their boss and cohorts unconscious. They're very excited about this technology.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, what if we built another one of these and put it up in orbit, in the ship? One of them like, then we don't have to ride the shuttles up and down. And it's common knowledge that Spear has that commandeered pirate ship as an orbital base. But they take the two guys into custody. And really just kind of start arresting everybody. Everybody, at least on this level of the building.
Oh, you pulled out super tech and knocked out my boss. Everybody gets arrested. All of you.
Yep. You're all going in. We'll sort it out. We will sort it out from jail. Never mind the whole shredding documents as we arrive sort of thing.
Yeah, obviously I will ungrapple the guy I have grappled into a spear agent. Get up and look at the team and be like, yeah, like, Futuro really did, hit the jackpot with us. We're, incredible.
The guy you're wrestling, he's getting carted off. I think I need to go to the hospital. I think he cracked a vertebrae. I need a lawyer. I may have to sue.
It's a wild accusation. Anyway, we're, incredible. I'm just, going to high-five everyone.
Boogeyman returns it enthusiastically. We are, in fact, extremely good at our job.
No one's more surprised than I am.
I think it's just funny because, the spear agent in lead of this is unconscious in the room with us. We're just yeah, we're doing great.
Oh yeah, they load him and the other two up in a stretcher and carry him off. You know, there doesn't seem to be any physical damage. They're just, you know, even if you sit there kind of slapping their faces and shaking them, the best you get is kind of and as soon as you leave them alone, they drift back off. But they're back up and around within within an hour or two. By that time, the crew, the other crew of agents, is more or less, finished gathering their evidence. They're taking hard drives. Like I said, they essentially, if not arrest, at least take in for questioning everybody. From what you overhear some agents saying, the stuff they were shredding was evidence of things like, some tax evasion. Some of it was just the kind of stuff you could probably bust any business for if you ran in and started looking at their records unexpectedly. Some of it seems to be illegal sales of illegal technologies to people.
Do we remember Professor Prometheus's real name?
I don't think you ever got his real name.
Oh, okay. I thought for some reason that
you had figured out that there was a company within shell company kind of thing that he owned that was invested in Futro.
I thought Karen but Robot had his real name.
I don't think so, but I believe she told us he was Russian.
No. Professor Prometheus is not Russian. When you were raiding his base, you talked to that Russian guy on the he was talking to a Russian guy on his big monitor.
Oh,
and that guy spoke to y'all. That guy is Dmitry Volkov, who runs the company that y'all have been, for some reason, interacting with for the past, little bit, or at least their name keeps coming up. But y'all hang out, kind of acting as security for the agents. But nobody else with any superpowers shows up. While they do find and confiscate some other super tech in the building, it's not anything anybody was trying to use currently.
With Agent in charge, Gator Boy will kind of saddle up and be like, I hate to ask this, but with this tech being confiscated and to be researched, is there any way to get someone from Futuro to be on the team that's researching it?
Well, the Agent Allen's lieutenant, who kind of takes over Agent Cryer, they kind of took over once his boss got indisposed. Tells you that's not a decision for him to make, or even for Agent Allen to make. Spear has some of its own super science guys, but a lot of times they will call in companies, to help out. People with the expertise or just the sheer manpower. And given that if they can reverse engineer that teleportation tech, they would definitely need somebody to produce it. He'd imagine Agent Allen would be willing to put in a word for Futro. Given your help in the matter.
All right, that's I don't like being a company guy. I've learned, but they are paying me to do superhero shit, so
so you
it
had
comes
to
with the bag.
Yeah, he understands.
And that way, you don't have to deal with influencer trying to say it to you. And I'll walk back to the team.
They just kind of he looks over one of the other just random agents. Is that how his powers work? I thought he possessed people. Where is he now? So you're there when they wrap that up. They let you go back to base. By the time you're leaving, Agent Allen is back up on his feet and is like, thank you for your assistance. We'll keep you in the loop on what we find out. Y'all get back to base. Mr. Overman is there, eager for a debriefing. He is pleased with how well you did. Curtis, it's up to you if Influencer gets jealous when he starts bragging on Skater Boy for pushing the company to Spear.
I think he will get a little jealous.
Because he knows the tech department would be chomping at the bit for Joe. Do you know how much money the company could make with teleportation technology?
Like, not even on it, like, specifically, like, its sale, just, like, its use internally for logistics is, like, incredible.
It could change the world. Granted, the government might not let us patent it ourselves, but even if we're just producing the stuff for the government, that's still a hefty contract.
I mean, you could probably put out Amazon out of business with that kind of technology.
Or sell it to Amazon.
Oh.
Or no, not sell it to, license it to them.
Just imagine instantaneous delivery.
Yeah, suck on that.
Ooh. Some of the shareholders have a lot of money invested in oil, though.
This is where, like, keeping certain technologies internal is kind of like the best move.
It might be.
You don't want to make, like, such a shakeup that, like, someone comes to break the building.
Yeah, we've had enough of that for today.
Which also
footholds and handholds all up the side. Oh, it's gonna be a mess.
Yeah, but like we did get a full roundup. Nobody made an escape.
That's true.
And like incredible work from like the support team on this one. The flyer was ready to go as soon as we needed it twice. We got like information off of cameras to immediately track down stuff. It's great.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I can't help but feel like dealing with mentalists is a weakness in our security, though.
Yeah, like Dr. Know-It-All's stuff is, I think, still under patent, so I can't just like give it to you to break down.
Yes. Well, I didn't mean that as a criticism to our staff. I imagine everybody has trouble with those sort of things. Though I find it interesting that they had a mentalist in their HR department.
Mr. Dimitri did seem to have a fascination with superhumans. Might be fascination with superheroes. We might actively be recruiting superhumans as part of the company's.
Well, that's always a possibility. I mean, a lot of companies, like having superhumans around for this reason or that reason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even in like a non-hero villain capacity.
Just like having a guy on staff that just has like chitinous skin is just like useful.
Yes, in certain circumstances, certainly. I wonder if we could. I bet hiring a mentalist onto the security team would be expensive, though. And what's the laws about casually scanning people?
Right now it's like a little still loosey goosey, but there's like tightening, over time. So like if you set something up now, Spear will probably start cracking down on it within like a year or two. You wouldn't have a lot of gap room.
Maybe we could just find somebody that could pick up ill intentions. Oh well, problems for another day. Though Carol tells me Dr. Stova and Maxner got on pretty well. That's unfortunate. I mean, if Rostova makes a deal with him, where we can't make a deal with him, but still, very good day. Potentially a very profitable day long term. And of course, we kept an innocent man safe, which is the most important thing, of course. And just as the meeting is getting ready to wrap up, Carol breaks in that Spear has sent some information. The fellow with the that was using the tablet that Skater Boy roughed up. His name is Mikhail Popov. I think it's Popov. Popov. Popov, yeah. We'll go with that. And he is the VP that was in charge of the local office. He'd only recently been put in charge, though, coming straight over from Kaliningrad. Does that name ring any bells for anybody?
Say it again.
Mikhail Popov.
Wasn't
There was a Mikhail who allegedly hired Nosferatet and the Dream Guy.
Inaroy?
Anaroy, yes.
Orneroy, yeah.
Anaroy.
I mean, we're probably all butchering the name because it's Greek, but
I keep thinking Somnambulous, but I know that's not his code name.
Nope.
That would be a good code name to use later on.
But yeah, Nosferatu did mention that it was a Mikhail, yeah, that she was talking to, and Honorroy had said the guy had always used his last name, which started with a p sound.
That's right.
So this may not be the first time Mickey has hired super people to come after you.
I think we need to have a conversation with Mickey.
Well, you're on pretty good terms with the local Spear guys right now, so.
Well, also, the Spear people have our, not interview, interrogation, don't they?
What do you mean?
But like when we interrogated them, they were at the Spear.
Oh
Spear
yeah.
Holdings.
The two of them. Yeah. Oh, that's very
they've
true.
allowed us to interrogate.
Yeah, I mean, I assume they had a
People
person
before.
in the room listening,
Oh yes. It's
or in a side room listening to make sure we didn't do anything.
behind the two-way glass kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be information they would have, which would be one reason why they thought you might want to know this. Now, so far, neither the other. Oh, they identified the other guy too. He's a Kaliningrad native. He over here legally, got all the paperwork's in order. Apparently works security for the company. Like bodyguard style work for some of their higher ranking people when they go out into the field. Right now, Mickey is not telling them much, waiting for his lawyer. The two were remanded into custody of normal law enforcement since they do not appear to be superpowered in any way. The agent reporting doesn't sound happy about that, but that's just legally how stuff works. But they can arrange a meeting if you would like to speak with Mickey. Because y'all are in pretty good terms with the Detroit police as well.
Might not hurt.
So, Agent Allen goes with you or meets you at local precinct, where they're holding Mickey. Lets you know the Russian embassy is already, looking into this. Though given the current state of world affairs, nobody's really paying them that much attention. Well, they take you in there. They've got Mickey sitting in the interrogation room. You've got the typical, two-way mirror setup. The police give you the whole, you speak, you can speak to the prisoner. Don't touch the prisoner. Don't give the prisoner anything. Don't take anything from the prisoner. Mickey does not look happy as y'all walk in, especially when he sees Skater Boy.
Mickey.
Aww.
Please do not call me that. Mikhail, if you must. Or Mr. Popov would be great.
Fair enough, Mr. Popov. A related history.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, I'm not pointing at any fingers, but there was an incident earlier in the month with a break into the Futro building. Where allegedly, one Mr. Mikhail Popov hired a pair of supervillains to break in and steal some blood.
Mikhail is a very common name.
But is that a common?
A very common Russian name.
I'm sure it is.
There must be dozens of Popov families here in town.
Mm-hmm. In Detroit. Maybe, maybe not.
Well, I don't know.
How
I'm,
many
I'm only
make-
recently in
no.
Detroit.
Do we have access to whenever he officially got into the United States, like flight records and such?
Oh yeah. He took a commercial flight over here. I mean, first class, of
And
course.
does it line up in time for him to have hired Nosferatet and Honoroi?
Oh yeah. He'd been in the U.S. for at least a good solid week before that.
Mm-hmm. Does say that you would have been here in time to hear them, but that's really my. Well, I mean, it is a big concern, but
Well, what is your main concern then?
I'm sorry, my head is not in it right now. I got a message from someone a little bit ago. Someone like to take over the interrogation. Like I'm still here.
Oh, yeah.
That's bad news.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
I got you.
All right, go Tyler.
Sorry about that.
That's fine.
So, like, all things considered, there's like a lot of weight in your direction that you may want to talk with a lawyer about soon. We just came to make sure you understood like the severity of what's happening. So you have like a more informed decision to make once your lawyer arrives.
I have already spoken with my lawyer.
Oh, that's like good.
He is
Like-
most likely behind the glass with law enforcement.
All right. That's makes sense. Yeah, you should be there. So like is there anything you'd like to state upfront to us outside of your desire to have a lawyer who is present?
Perhaps he should be in the room. He kind of looks through the window. And, a little bit later, the door opens, his lawyer comes in, whispers in his ear. All right, now that my lawyer is present, I suppose you can ask whatever you wish.
So like this was more or less just like seeing if you wanted to come up and be upfront about things or if we needed to like start asking some deeper questions.
He leans back, his lawyer leans down, it's a whispered back, real quiet, whispered back and forth. Mickey doesn't look super happy.
This is kind of like your chance to control the narrative as like once an investigative team walked up to ask, there were multiple people running out of your building, shredding papers and firing off weapons at, spear officers while under your command as you were accessing a device to escape from the situation. So there is like a lot of weight on you outside of what we as an individual group would like to ask you. There's a lot of weight on you of like your specific actions within interaction with Spear.
I would just like to say that my bodyguard, perhaps he was overreacting, but he was unsure what the situation was. And the device he was using was non-lethal. He could not have actually hurt someone with that device if he had wanted to. He merely thought he was acting to protect me. The agents had not presented identification to us. And then a bunch of costume people were charging us. I'm sure you can understand how he reacted the way he did.
And the shredding of financial documents. Some of which may or may not allude to things that will not be mentioned openly for the sake of your own protection should something happen?
I shredded no documents. I want that on record.
Yes, they were simply just shredded by multiple employees at like the exact same time while under your management.
Perhaps some employees overreacted to the situation. The previous VP of the American branch may have been indulging in some less than legal, maybe taking advantage of some less than legal business opportunities.
All right, write that down, please, as he has stated that he did not check for that, but while the papers were being destroyed, that's your assumption. So, like, you took over for someone definitely you don't trust, then chose not to look into the person you didn't trust for the financials of the company that you need to be in charge of.
He leans back and whispers back and forth with his lawyer. All right. We had discovered the previous VP had been selling some of our technology to unsavory characters. I was sent over here to clean that up. He was called back to the home office. My understanding is to be terminated. Well, his position within the company to be terminated. Please don't jump to any conclusions about my fine phrasing. English not being my first language.
Who did you say he was selling that to?
He said unsavory individuals. Best y'all can tell, he's been selling super tech supervillains. Whoever this previous VP was.
By any chance, do you or Volkov Industries at large have a presentable list of those quote-unquote unsavory individuals that you would be willing to share with Spear? In the line of, international safety.
That sounds reasonable. I will... He looks over his lawyer gives the nod. He's like, I will admit we were trying to clean this up quietly without letting the information get out. Obviously, the cat is out of the bag now.
That's bad optics.
We were trying to avoid bad optics, and yes, we may have made them worse. But yes, I intend to cooperate with Shield. Shield. Don't get myself sued. With Spear. To show what my predecessor had done, and I will admit we were definitely trying to flee when you arrived. There was a bit of panic there. The American government's reputation is not what it once was.
So I'd like to state, just to clarify, that you were assigned to take over to make sure to handle this issue, and the people under you both knew and understood that that is why you were being put in place? Is that what I'm getting?
That is more or less correct, yes.
So, knowing what your orders were, a large contingent of your people were shredding paperwork the moment someone came to investigate.
Most likely a panic response. I mean, you'd have to ask them individually what caused them to act in such a manner. Most likely it was a plan set up by my predecessor. And since I had not, unaware of it, I had not specifically countermanded it. They most likely did what they were, had already been instructed to do.
All right.
Unfortunate, but not really their fault.
Well, I mean, if they knew they were destroying evidence that would prove of sale to supervillains, that is their fault.
Oh, come now. You work for a large company. Surely you have loyalty to your employers. Surely you understand.
Like, no, if anyone in Futuro was like actively committing illegal actions, I would punch them with a skateboard out of a room and arrest them. That's like how I roll.
Well, it's easy to say that when you're not in the situation. I mean, you specifically have your finger restaurant to fall back on. These office workers, with the economy in your country at the moment, you'd have had a much harder decision were you in their place.
All right, let's not like get like it's an important thing to say, yes, but like not in a interview within a police station.
Are you saying you would like to interview me outside of a police station?
Well, I mean, you do sound like you have had like an interesting life, but sidestep like, well, now I'm just like worried. Do I need to like? Are there employees of yours that I need to like double check on to make sure they have like money for housing and stuff right now?
Oh, I'm sure that no, the employees in our branch will continue to receive their pay while all this is being dealt with.
Okay, that's like good to hear. Just want to make sure everyone's okay on that.
Mr. Volkov is very good about looking after his employees.
Now,
He looks at them as his responsibility.
I would state then again that like the people who are shredding papers seem like betrayers in this situation, but
I'm sure they were doing what they thought was best at the time. However, mistakenly, that belief might have been.
so also like regarding your, because like your teleportation escape for what it was, was there any attempt to contact local authorities by you or your team?
As we were trying to escape, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, no, that was, to be completely honest, just a panicked reaction. We had the prototype with us. Not being caught off guard, not knowing exactly what's going on. My first thought was just to run back home. It was perhaps not my bravest moment.
So, I look to influencer. So, like, anything you specifically want to ask this guy?
I think you've covered everything I can think of at the moment.
You do, like, like some of your stuff is going to be confiscated within the office because of the previous leadership's sale of things illegally. Like, some of your stuff within that office may also be confiscated and looked through. I hope you have an understanding of that.
Unfortunate, but not unexpected.
All right. I hope this is actually like just an accident and you were here to clean things up, but considering the fact that your name is the identical name to people who were hired to break into the Futuro building, it's like, obviously I have to look at you with some, like, scrutiny.
Yeah, of course. But I am an open book. Look away. Or no, don't look away. Look. I'm not sure what phrase I was going for there.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that as, like, an okay for me to do, like, powers on you.
His lawyer speaks. Oh no, certainly not.
Yeah, like, I understood, like, that was not him, even though stating, like, I am an open book at, like, yeah, I was not going to. Like, well, with you, like, understanding your situation, we are ready to head out. Just one last chance. If there is anything you wish to state before this investigation truly, like, begins, in, like, the paperwork kind of way, rather than the human body kind of way.
I believe I will need to consult with my lawyer at length before I make any other statements.
That is, like, completely understood. And if you have any memory of any individuals that had things sold to them within the Detroit area that, like, may directly impact us, please contact us as soon as possible.
I will have someone put together a list for you.
And that will be very appreciated. Thank you very much. I'm good if you guys are.
All right, Influencer, Whippet, either one of y'all have anything else you want to add? I'm sorry, that broke up, Mike. What did you say?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay. All right, then y'all get escorted out.
Nothing, sorry.
No, don't be doing. Agent Allen and the police seem to be pretty pleased with y'all's conversation. He actually admitted to a little bit more in there than he admitted had admitted to them prior. Neither of them are taking what he said at face value, though.
Also, could we, like, get a real check on how many Michael Popovs there are in, like, Detroit? Because if he's, like, the only one, it's kind of... If he was the only one, that would be, like, a complete shoe-in. Even though, like, I'm 100% sure it was him.
I mean, if it's not him, it is a hell of a coincidence.
Unless,
True.
like, Volkov Industries has, like 1,000 Michael Popovs.
Let's see.
I find another.
Were you Googling it too, Mike?
Yeah. There's other Popovs, but no Mikhails. Let me try Michael.
I came up with two Mikhail Popovs. One is an artist, a Detroit-based artist, known for his oil paintings. And one is a philanthropist involved with the Vitakunta Foundation, headquartered in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
There are no prominent public records.
Two very powerful enemies.
There's no prominent public record of a high-profile Mikhail Popov in Detroit politics or criminal landscape. Most other individuals with this name are historical figures, athletes, or researchers based in Europe or Russia. So he's not the only one in town, but it is not a common name in town at all.
So they're not dozens of families. Got it.
So it's not impossible that it was another one. But it's not super likely either. All right, so y'all break off from there. Guess you head back to base. Overman doesn't do like a long official debriefing because y'all had I've had a lot of meetings and talkings today. But he gets the brief rundown of how the conversation went. The company is already putting out feelers with the government to, try to reverse engineer that teleportation stuff. They've also started looking into to see if Volkov Industries or Industrial Tech has if they've actually patented anything involved in this yet. Or if this was a prototype that they hadn't done any patents on yet. He's like the upper management is all abuzz about this. They're all very pleased with you. I did have one suggest that next time, since the agents were unconscious, that it's a shame you couldn't have just gotten the tech out, but I assured them that would be very illegal and not a path we were going to go down. So no worries there. And then he's very obviously watching you for your reaction to what he just said.
Oh, yeah, like, it's an incredibly fucked up thing to immediately ask, like, a superhero to steal.
Oh, that's what I thought, so I explained that to him as politely as possible.
From, like, now, admittedly...
I'll just kind of give him a look.
Whole thing. But, to do so, like, with the government in tow would be like asking the biggest gun in the room to shoot at you.
Yes, and we certainly do not want that.
We wouldn't want to, look like we were guilty of anything like that.
Yes, it'd be a very bad look for the company. But
sure
please.
Would be nice to have that technology, though. But
oh,
don't
yes.
say that.
I mean, I've been thinking about more things you could do with it. It would revolutionize the EMT industry. Just open a doorway to the person in need from the hospital. And to be so portable already. That's really what shocks me about it.
You could make for a subscription to a service like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is a level of threat in that, though, because, like, if that's the prototype, they probably already have standalones that are, like, non-movable.
True. Ooh, that could be a whole other revenue stream, though. Developing countermeasures. To protect sensitive locations.
Yeah, like... There's, like, some level of teleportation shielding in some places, yeah. It's something to really look into if it's, like, obviously teleportation's getting more popular.
Ooh, and even if the teleportation device is patented, if we reverse engineered it, that would still help us develop counters. I need to go talk to the tech department. Very good job, everyone. Please take the rest of the day off, provided no other emergencies show up. And with that, Overman takes off. Well, I was thinking about having another emergency show up, but it turns out it's 4 p.m. now. Well, local time. So we'll wait for our next disaster for next session.
more I think about it, as useful as this technology is, just imagine how dangerous it would be to get out there. Think what villains or a bad government could do
Yep.
with that technology.
That's a lot of technologies, though. Most of them are double-edged swords.
Of course, I'm sure it would be safest in Futuro's hands.
Absolutely. If you can't trust a big corporation, who can you trust? But anyway, we'll wrap up here. I hope you guys had fun. I certainly enjoyed running. Hope anybody that comes by and checks us out enjoyed it. Hope you join us again in 2 weeks. Again, I was your GM for the day, Jason. And with me was Marigold as the Boogeyman.
Thank y'all for joining us.
Curtis as the Influencer.
Laters.
Mike as Whippet.
Good night.
And Taylor as Skater Boy.
See ya.
And we will see y'all next time.